Hello, everyone. Good day, good day, good day to you all. How are you today? Let's take a moment and check in with ourselves and how we're doing today. Let's take a couple deep breaths. If you can, close your eyes on these breaths. If you can't, that's fine too. We're going to count to 3 on the first breath. On the out breath, please make a sound. 1, 2, and 3. Let go. 1, 2, and 3. Breathe in. Let go. 1, 2, and 3. Hold it right there and let go. Very good. Thank you so much. Thank you for just joining me for that short little breath exercise. As well, I'd like you to take a moment and just check in with how you're feeling, how you're doing right now. How's your mind, your body, and your spirit? Your mind, is it clear? Is it chattery? Is there a lot going on in there? Or is it just kind of quiet in there? See if you could just quiet your mind right now. Just quiet it, just still it. Create stillness in the mind. And then now checking your body. Where are you at with your body today? Is it tense? Is it tight? Is there any tight or tense areas that you noticed as I said this? If so, just noticing those areas or one of the areas you might feel. You might find it in your throat or your chest or your stomach. Can you just give yourself permission to just relax into any tension you might feel into that part of your body? Usually tight or tense energy is just, that's simply that. It's energy that is there. It's usually a message, in fact, for us. It usually wants to say something. Sometimes if that tight or tense energy is caused by an injury, just allowing that part of your body to speak is very helpful to its healing process. So I'd like you to take a moment just to get in touch with that message that might be coming from that part of your body or parts of your body. Choose one part, though, if you have many parts coming forward. What does it want to say? Just get out of your own way, allowing that part of your body to speak. Thanking that part of your body for sharing this message. Saying, I hear you. Now where are you at with your spirit? What's happening with your spirit? Are you feeling connected to yourself, to God, to Source? Do you feel this higher vibration happening with you it's not your body, it's not you as a human, it's something greater than you. Your spirit. Because you know you are far more than this body. You are a spirit and a body. You have a soul connecting with that higher, greater energy that is truly you. Very good. Feeling into your spirit. If you don't feel that deeper connection right now, again, just giving yourself permission to be where you're at with your connection to yourself, to God, to spirit. Thank you. Take another deep breath. Excellent. That was just a little grounding work just to help us get into space together here right now. I'm going to move us into a topic today that I'm really looking forward to talking to you about. Very important. As you know, we've moved into 2020, this powerful year, this beautiful year, this important year, bringing things into clear focus within our life, prioritizing what's most important to us. Hopefully what's most important to you right now is your soul. Your soul's lessons, your soul's values, you as a soul. Who are you as a soul? So you can start to really embody your soul, know your soul, right? One of the ways that the ego likes to attempt to get us to not know our soul self, not to lead with our soul self, not to get in touch with the heart, not to live in the heart, not to drop in the heart. That's actually really great right now. Let's all take a moment and drop into our hearts. Please, if you can, place one or both hands over your heart. Close your eyes if you can. If you can't, that's fine. This is what the ego would like you not to do. And it's the most effective practice to begin to get in touch with your truth, your soul, through your heart. Dropping into your heart right now. From that space in your heart, I want you to take a look at this egoic strategy to help you consistently avoiding your inner work, your inner life, your inner reality. Okay? Just from that space within your heart, just looking at the energy of avoidance. This is our topic today. This is also could be called a higher level of avoidance, could be called spiritual bypassing, where we literally are not looking internally at all. We're actually consistently choosing to avoid what's going on inside of us. And there's many ways to do that. We can do that in many ways. Some people use the tactic of being quite, positive, in fact. Try to be really positive all the time. Another way would be to constantly be reading spiritual books or going to self-help seminars rather than actually getting in touch with what's going on internally with yourself and your connection to yourself. We're looking outward. We're looking into literature. We're looking into things outside of us to make us feel better. But then the real energy of what's going on inside of us, possibly that has some trauma or some karma or some pain, is being avoided. So what's the opposite of avoidance? Is acceptance of what's going on, right? Was accepting that, yeah, I do have some pain. I do have some trauma. I do have some stuff going on inside me that needs me to address it. What does it need from me, right? There's these parts of ourselves that need something from us so that they can truly resolve and heal. And if we just consistently are trying to avoid these parts of ourselves, what can happen is, as you can imagine, they can become very shadowy. A part of yourself that really still needs love and affection, you're avoiding, saying, "Oh no, I'm in my 50s now or whatever, and I should be over this by now." And there's this part of you that's saying, "No, you're not over it already. In fact, I'm still feeling really angry. I'm still feeling really resentful of something that happened a long time ago. And in fact, the energy of that is still building, and you're trying to avoid it and say, oh, it's not here. There's no way it could be here. I'm older now. I'm busy now. I've got a family now. I don't have time for this." Meanwhile, this part of you is getting more angry, more bitter, more resentful. And so that's called becoming more of the shadow part of you, right? So we want to bring light to all of that shadowy stuff within us. There's nothing wrong or bad about any part of us. And if there's a part of you that feels angry or bitter or resentful or sad or depressed, let's bring love and compassion to these parts of ourselves. Let's bring whatever these parts need, right? I like to say to parts of myself, sometimes just, there's a part of myself that comes forward and says, I really just need a hug. Can I just give this part of myself a hug? Like literally embrace yourself. And I love you, Ragan. I'm here for you. There's nothing wrong or bad about you. A lot of times these energies of what we still need in this way that seems old, this old energy, it comes from a long time ago. It comes from a long time ago. Maybe it started when you were very little. Maybe you didn't have extremely conscious parents. They did the best they could, no judgment. And there was certainly things that you wish you could have had more of, which could have been to be seen more, to really been heard more, to been felt more for your true emotions. I know as a child I was judged as being really emotional, just overly emotional. I remember at one point I started to shut my emotions down because I felt like, I was too emotional. I needed to be more balanced. And what that really led to is actually me shutting down a very feminine part of myself. My true divine feminine actually got shut down. My true divine authentic self, my authentic essence, my divine feminine essence began to get shut down. That was very detrimental. That led to a very serious illness in this life for me. That's how important this is. I became very masculine. I wore a very masculine shell around me, supposedly to keep me protected and safe. There was no room for weakness or vulnerability. So I was avoiding this energy for a while. After I started to shut it down, I was like, no, it's not there. And just got stronger and bigger and more intense. And it led to a very long eating disorder in this life. Very debilitating. It's amazing I'm still standing. And I've also recovered from that eating disorder completely. And it's a huge accomplishment. So if I can do it, you can do it. We can heal from anything. And to do so, we got to stop avoiding our pain. I got news for you. Being human sometimes is painful. And it's all about our response to the pain. Do we try to distract ourselves from it? Do we avoid it? Or do we just confront it and embrace it? Confronting, a lot of people have a problem with that word. They say, oh, that's confrontational. You're being confrontive. You know, my view of confrontation can be very healthy. Sometimes it's really important to stand up with what's right with consciousness and meet that energy, meet that experience that you're a part of with embracing it, not avoiding it, accepting that, wow, I'm feeling really activated right now by this situation. This person in front of me, I feel like there was a button that's pushed and I am feeling some intense energy. And most likely that energy and whatever this energy is that's uncomfortable, it was inside me before I even met this person. So I'm kind of blessing this opportunity right now. This is an opportunity for growth, to see myself more clearly, to let go of some energy that's unserving, some stuck, unserving residual energy that might be inside me. I get to let go of that because of this situation. This is an opportunity. This stress, this confrontation that is, feeling uncomfortable to me is actually a blessing, right? But it depends if we decide to accept it as a blessing rather than try to avoid it, right? So avoidance, it's a strategy created by the ego, and the ego is just doing its job. No blame, shame on the ego. And also the ego is not your amigo. The ego is not your amigo, right? So it's also not making best friends with it, and it's not shaming or blaming it. Just knowing the truth that it is just doing what it does. It's a mechanism. It's constantly trying to get you to avoid your pain. In fact, spiritually bypass, like not see it. Try to go get busy with, a way to do it is this spiritualized egoic version of it. It's spiritual bypassing. You can even get, more into external ways of feeling good spiritually as a way to bypass and avoid our pain. You can really start to get into a lot of self-help books. Guess what? Do you think that's helping you address your pain internally? It's giving you a lot of knowledge and information about the pain possibly, or teaching you about how people work with the pain, and are you actually addressing the pain that's inside you? This is just an example. There's a lot of ways to spiritually bypass from what's going on and avoid from anything uncomfortable inside of ourselves. Okay, so I am really wishing for each one of us that we move into more acceptance of what is inside of ourselves in 2020. Stop trying to avoid and utilize life outside of us to avoid. And simply just accept, wow, yeah, I've got some stuff coming up right now. What can I do for myself? Okay, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. I'm going to give you an example. Holding your heart, putting your hands over your heart. Ragan, I'm here for you. I'm listening. I can feel this energy coming up. Oh, you're really sad. Okay, I hear that. Let the sadness come up. Pour that compassion, love upon yourself. Move into a beautiful meditation that allows that energy to rise. Ask God for assistance, surrendering it to God. God, please, I ask you. Please, I give you this pain. Please. God, I don't know any greater way to heal than allow God to assist. Let's stop thinking that we are the ones that are going to do it. Yes, it is true. We are divine emanations of God. And the ego in us wants us to think that we're in charge of healing all this stuff. God purifies all this for us. The God in you, the God in me, the God in everything. So why not surrender it specifically to God? I surrender my pain to you, God. I surrender this judgment. I surrender this blaming and shaming cycle. I surrender. I give it to you, God. Yes, I give it to you. No more avoiding. No more avoiding. Thank you so much for hearing me today. I'd like to move us into a closing prayer. Hopefully this was helpful. Just a little insight into avoidance. Thank you so much. If you can, place one or both hands of your heart space. Take a deep breath. Moving into prayer together to close out. So I thank you, I thank you, I thank you so very much, Mother, Father, God, Goddess, for this beautiful, beautiful, divine, blessed day. I'm grateful for every moment of it. For in every moment we get to live in it, we get to breathe in it, which means every moment is a gift. And I ask you, Mother, Father, God, Goddess, if there's anything that is causing us to try to avoid our inner life, please, I ask you to remove these energies, to remove any kind of egoic tricks or traps right now from each one of us so that we can truly step forward in a place of more acceptance of what's going on inside of us rather than avoidance. Help us to remember that, yes, life is not always a bowl of cherries. Sometimes it does bring forth challenge and karma and energy that comes through that is simply possibly of this life or another. And it is our ability and opportunity to work with it, not to avoid it, to confront it in a healthy way and embrace it, drop into our hearts, surrendering it to you, God, remembering to do this, for it works. And I say yes to this remembrance. I say yes to the reminders to remember. Please, please, I ask you, help me, help myself to stop avoiding, stop bypassing in any way what's going on inside me. That's for me to be letting go of any kind of stuck, residual, uncomfortable, unserving energy. I say yes to letting it go. I say yes to letting it go. Thank you so much, Mother, Father, God, Goddess. And with these words I say, and so it is. Taking a deep breath. Letting go. Once more. Letting go. Thank you so much. Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hopefully this was helpful. Many blessings to you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Talk to you soon. God bless.